Father, Lord God, may my offering be always acceptable unto you. May my giving be always be given in righteousness. Thank you, my Father and my God. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. As we rise, please let us welcome my father, your father, our most esteemed, highly esteemed prophet Osi King. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.
Hallelujah, how excellent is your name forever, oh Lord, my God. How excellent is your name, Lord. Hallelujah, how excellent is your name. Father in heaven, we thank you, we give you all the glory, all the honor, all the praise, all the dominion. The maker of the heavens and the earth and the seas, we thank you for your mercy and your love. Lord, thank you for the exhortation by our pastor. Lord, teach us, reveal secrets to us. May our hearts indict a good matter. May we leave this class better than the way we came. Take all the glory, O God. In Jesus' name. Thank you for the utterance to boldly reveal your mysteries. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen and amen. Hallelujah. Can you reduce my volume? Amen and amen. Champion, shout fire! Say, shout fire! Shout oh! Shout Moses! Shout Mavuta! Amen. Shout anointing! Amen and amen. Amen. Shake hands with someone. Say, so nice to see you. Praise God forevermore. Amen. Praise God. Hallelujah. We don't do prayer service. Say, so nice to see you. Amen and amen. We want to thank the person of the Holy Spirit for the privilege to be here. Say, thank you, Holy Ghost. And also we want to thank our most highly esteemed Papa Joshua Aguilar. Say, we love you, Papa.
We love you, Papa.
Amen and amen. Please take your seats. We have been discussing the subject, two kinds of leading, and we started by showing you what the primary leading is, and of course we've taken time as much as we can to explain a lot to you, but want to examine the secondary leading, and we began by discussing perception, and we began to introduce what perception is, and let's show you some things. We did tell you that perception it's a leading that comes with knowledge. Say it. Please answer us. It's a leading. Say it.
It's a leading
that comes with knowledge. So perception has nothing to do with sensing something. Somebody say, I sense something was going to go wrong. No, because your sense can be wrong. See, but perception, we said it comes in very handy when there is no leader around to talk to. Maybe there is a situation at work and there's no time to call Brother Bro.Osi, for instance. We know of a precious friend. He's a director in one of the state agencies in New York. Before he even became a full director, when he was even a deputy or assistant director, we had told him months earlier that there's a directorship position that is coming, but the issue will be an issue of how much to pay you. I said, but before you agree, call us first. And it so happened he got the position to be a director. He's still a director today, but they wanted him to immediately agree on how much they were going to pay him, and that was on a Friday. And it so happened we were not available to talk with him. He tried calling us. They gave him 1 hour to think about it. He told them, look, I can only give you an answer by Monday morning. They said, but we don't have time to wait. We want you to. He said, no, I can only take that job. I can only tell you how much I want to be paid by Monday morning. So it was on Saturday midnight he was able to get us on the phone. Oh, he said, oh, my apostle, this is it. That thing you prophesied about has come. Now they are trying to give me an increment of so addition, maybe $8. But I'm telling. Then we told him, go for so amount, and that's what they finally settled on, and they started paying him the amount we told him. Yeah. See, we said that to say this: you may not have that opportunity. You see, you may not have that opportunity. And thank God for God's mercy that he insisted that he will give them his answer by Monday so that he can talk to us, because we had already told him, call me months back. And the reason why I said he should call us was because we had not taught him anything about what we're talking about, perception, such that when Bro.Osi is not present, what decision can you take that will not be queried, but it will be very accurate? You see, okay, let's bring one information on this side. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sister Grace, if you don't mind us saying this, one time there was something we were talking to Sister Grace here about. Then we said, pray about it. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, so we said, so what did you actually? I didn't discuss it, but she kept telling me, I'm praying, I'm still praying about it, I'm waiting for God. And of course it took weeks. Now it has to do with someone we wanted her to meet, but we said pray first. Yeah, okay. But do you know really? Sister Grace later called and told me, Bro.Osi, I'm not led of the Spirit. I'm not led to accept the offer. And I said, it's okay. It's okay. But guess what? See, this is where Sister Grace missed it, because I had not taught this thing. We had not taught on this subject. How can you pray about someone you have never met and you expect God to talk to you? Oh, God will not talk. See, what Sister Grace was supposed to ask me is, can I even meet the person first? And I was saying, if you like to meet the person, I'd like you to meet the person. But to tell me you are praying, what is God going to show you about someone you've never met? So if you say God spoke, he didn't really. You just didn't want it, because you are praying about something you have never seen. And you know, many are in that condition. You see, but it's still not her fault because she doesn't know what we're teaching here. What we're not saying is, what do you do when Bro.Osi is not even present? You see, our faith walk, say it.
Our faith walk.
Say it, our faith walk.
Our faith walk.
Is not a leap in the dark.
It's not a leap in the dark.
Do you understand? Wow. It's not. See, the decision, when Sister Grace said she was praying, I can know why it lasted weeks, because God does not even last 3 days before He speaks. You see, and to pray about something you have never seen yet is like a leap in the dark. You see that? There's a reason why we're telling you this. Our Christian walk is not a walk in darkness. It doesn't matter what you have heard before. So, but my spirit told me, your spirit does not know jack. What does your spirit know about me? Let's tell you something about this thing we call my spirit is telling me. Read 1 Corinthians. It says, no one knows what is in the heart of man except the spirit that is in that man. What makes you think you know me when you don't know the spirit in me? You don't know jack about me. That's why for me to know you, I need the help of the Holy Spirit who knows you to tell me. But to think that the Holy Spirit will talk to you about me, you missed it. You don't know me, jack. The Bible says even God, for you to know Him, you need the Spirit inside God to know Him. 1 Corinthians, you see something there. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Okay. Can I use your Bible to show you quick? 1 Corinthians chapter 2. See, I already opened it. You are looking for it. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Sorry, just isn't here. Okay. Verse 7. Okay, let's start from verse 6. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet perfect there means the matured, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world, that comes to nothing. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. Okay, jump past. No man has eyes have not seen, ears have heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things God has prepared for them that love Him. But God has revealed them. What eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, God has revealed them unto us by His Spirit. You see why we said, for the steps Sister Grace took, you have not seen with your eyes yet. You see, the Lord told you. No. Paul says it is to the matured. We propose something to you because of the person we know. You wanted don't think we're criticizing you. We're just trying to educate you on something, because many are in that condition. He says what eyes have not seen nor ears heard, God revealed it by His Spirit to us. Now who is talking here? Paul. He and his other leaders, not to these ones. Okay, now, but God has revealed them to us by His Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yet the deep things of God. What the Holy Spirit will search for are the deep things of God, not just the things of God, the deeper things of God. Okay, let's show you. For what man knoweth the things of man, except the spirit of man which is in him? So how do I know you? If I must know about you, do you know when a prophet stands and is telling you something about you, it is the spirit in you that is telling him about you? You don't know? It is the spirit that is following you, that is exposing you to the prophet. Sometimes it may not be the Lord telling him, talking to the prophet, but the prophet stands before you and he starts hearing the spirit that is following you tell him about you. Then he will begin to talk. What if, for instance, what I proposed to Sister Grace was a way to appraise who she is. Then I'll say, oh, this one is a Christian that lives in the dark. You see, at least meet the person first before you say you want to go and pray. Now, this will not show you what has been happening in your prayer life. We are praying for something we have not seen. This one is not even a spirit, it's even a man. So you see, we're trying to tell you, Jesus said something to the disciples once. He said, where can we find bread to feed these people? And the Bible says he did it to test them. Do you understand? So to say you are praying for weeks, is that how long your God delays before he answers you? See, you are praying in the dark over something you have not seen. It's a leap in the dark, and our faith walk is not a leap in the dark. Now, notice what Jesus said. Notice what Paul is saying here. For what man knoweth the things of another man? When he says a man, there it means another man. Except the spirit that is in that man. Even so, the things of God knoweth no man, but the Spirit of God. He says you don't know things about God. It takes the Spirit of God to show you. But how would the Spirit of God show you the things of God? Through a man whom the Spirit of God has revealed things to. But then notice, he said you don't know what is in the heart of a man, except what is in that man. So you see here, we're trying to, the way Paul said it here, he said it to the to the Corinthian church, because these were people who, even though they had the gifts, if you read chapter 1 verse 7, they had the gifts of the Spirit, they had the word of, you see, that you see a man of God or a prophet comes and is telling you your name, everything, manifesting the gift of the word of knowledge, it doesn't mean he's matured. The Corinthian church had the gifts of the Spirit working in them freely. They could work miracles, raise the dead, they could prophesy, they could reveal matters. But if you read chapter 3 of 1 Corinthians, Paul says you people are still carnal. There's envy among you. I'm not saying you don't see, but there's still carnality. I can't even speak spiritual things to you. Now, how can some group of Christians in Corinth who could move with the manifestation of the Spirit, Paul was not comfortable talking to them about deeper things of God? So you see, that you have the gifts of the Spirit at work in you does not mean you are a matured Christian. The true maturity is when you come to the corridors of speaking wisdom, to be able to speak wisdom. That's how you know a matured Christian, not the manifestation of the gift. But we think that it is a manifestation of the gifts that is maturity. Paul says no, we speak wisdom with the matured. True Christian maturity. So you see again, our Christian walk, say it, our Christian is not a leap in the dark. You are not roaming. Have you ever seen some people, have you ever been in a dark place where you are not sure whether you are about to fall into a ditch, so you look for a wall, you started rubbing the wall, you started touching the wall so that you can be following the leading of the wall? Do you know that's how many Christians are? They are resting on a wall. The wall could be their biological father. The wall could be their instincts. They are resting on the wall. They are resting on the wall to walk in the dark. That's not what God has called us to do. Amen. But then Paul says you need to know men. The reason why he was talking about the Spirit revealing man to you, he's trying to make reference to the gifts of the Spirit that they were operating from. Now, question, what if you don't have the gift of the Spirit? Any of the gift of the Spirit to know what is in the heart of man, how would you still know someone? Because when Paul says here, you can't know any man except the Spirit of the man, there he's making reference to the manifestation of the Spirit. But the question is, what if I don't have the gift of the word of knowledge? How do I still know who you are? That's where perception comes in. And perception has been credible. Listen, look up. Did you ever read in the Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 13? Paul said prophecy will cease. Right. Yes, you see, prophecy, all this prophecy, it will still come to an end. But there's no place in the Bible where the Bible says perception will end. The manifestation of the gift of the Spirit, healing, all those things, they will still come to an end. What do you now do when it finally ends? What do you do when it finally ends? How will you be able to decipher, separate a hypocrite from a genuine person? Yet they are all Christians. The Spirit is not talking now. Because you don't control the manifestation of the Spirit. Always remember that. The Bible says the Spirit himself does that according to his will. What if the Spirit is not willing to manifest through you? What would you do? That's the point. Bro.Osi is not present. The manifestation of the Spirit is not there. What would you do? What would you do? That's where perception comes in. We said it is an education. And it's a secondary leading. First of all, it wouldn't have been necessary if you had followed the leading. You see, when we use the conversation, please don't think that we are criticizing that. No, the Bible we read is about people. Do you understand? So don't say, oh, why didn't you do what, brother? No, that's not the point. We're just trying to show you that there are many people in that condition. They are genuine Christians. They mean well. But how can you desire something you have never seen? No. Except you never prayed. But if you say you did, you wasted time praying over what you have not seen. You see that? Because I know you don't have that manifestation of the gift of the Spirit to know who we're talking about. But then how do I still know what this person is telling me? Okay, do you know, if I tell you about someone and I say meet this person, do you know the first thing you should do is not even about the person who told you to me? The first thing is, why is Bro.Osi telling me this thing? Lord, reveal to me his motive. You should have prayed, why is Bro.Osi telling me this? Instead of praying about someone you have never seen. You have seen Bro.Osi. You don't even know my motive. Why out of so many I mentioned someone? You don't know the motive. You are praying about something you have not seen. You see, that's where we can be victims of being misled. But what can my perception even tell me about even the one that I've seen? Bro.Osi. What can your perception tell you? Only fools say we don't know which one is a genuine prophet. That's why you are a fool. Not you now, we mean that person. Because with perception, you should know this one is real. This one will not lie to me. You may not like what he says, but I know he's telling me the truth. Okay, so Paul here, because preachers like to talk about this, that it takes the Spirit to know what is in the heart of another man, another. Here he was addressing a people who had the gift of the Spirit manifesting in them. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
What we're now saying is, when you don't have the gift of the Spirit at work, how do I still know whether I should work in Bank of America or TD Bank? Perception can help you there. Perception comes in handy. I'm not able to reach Bro.Osi. I know the gifts of the Spirit. There's no prophet. And okay, we'll come to that. Okay. Go to Proverbs chapter 4. Let's read something to you before we explain something on perception. Like we said, something we mentioned in a passage yesterday. The Lord reminded me, said, I wanted you to buttress more on that. That's why, we mentioned Proverbs chapter 4 yesterday when he said, my son, attend to my words. Yeah, but the Lord wanted me to clarify something or explain something. What does it mean to attend to his words? When the Lord says, my son, attend to my words, what does it mean to attend to his word. Does it mean read the Bible? Does it mean do morning devotion every time? That's not what he's saying. For instance, if Brother Kayode comes to see me, follow this carefully. Brother Kayode comes to see me, and I was probably brushing my teeth. Follow this carefully. I was probably brushing my teeth, or I was just about to brush my teeth when Brother Kayode came and said he wanted to see me. And I said, please come in, sir. Please take your seat. But I'm coming. I just want to quickly attend to something. You see that? That's the same expression here. What do you think I have done? In other words, even though Brother Kayode has come to see me to discuss whatever he wants to discuss, by telling him, please hold on, sir, let me just quickly finish what I'm doing, it means that what I'm doing is of utmost priority to even the visit, and that I will not be able to attend to him until I finish what I really wanted to do. So which means even though whatever Brother Kayode is coming to see me to discuss is important, but for me, I know that even though whatever Brother Kayode is bringing to discuss to me is important, I have to give first place to what I was already doing before Brother Kayode came. So which means to attend means what? To give first place. Give first place. Say it. To give first place. So when the Lord says attend to my word, he's saying what? Give first place. Deal with me first before you attend to other matters. Settle my own first, because I'm the one you will still need at the end.
That's right.
Now follow this carefully, because as we explain these things about leading, the primary and the secondary leading, you need to understand that all these forms of leading never should have come into the picture if we had given first place. If we had given first place, because it says attend to my words, then incline your ears to what I have to say. God says give priority to what I have to say, not even prayer. Before you give priority to even prayer and fasting, he said give priority to what I have to say first. But you didn't. You want to pray about what you never gave priority to. Then now you want God to lead you. How will he do it? But you see, God is merciful, so he creates other channels to see how he can help you. But he already said, give first place to my words. Settle me first before your own needs. Just like Elijah said to the Shunammite woman, right? He said, bring my own first before you give food to your children, your son,
Yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
You see that? What do you think Elijah was saying to the woman? Give first priority to me. Attend to me first. Right? It's like a waiter who comes and says, anything, what can we help you? You start listening. You say, well, but please, I'll serve you, but let me just finish with the one I was dealing with. See, that means that this person has first place before you came. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, why? What did Elijah say to the woman? He said, when you give me first place, as the Lord liveth, you will never run dry of food. You see that?
Yes, sir.
So the question is, why did you ever run dry in the first place? Why did you ever run dry? It was because the word didn't have first place in your life. Not that you did not study the word. Here we're not talking about morning devotion, waking up in the morning to do morning devotion. That doesn't mean you are giving first place. To wake up and do morning devotion does not mean you give first place to the word. Because the first thing that had a place in your life, the first thing you gave attention to was your sleep. When you woke up to do the devotion, that became secondary. So if you say you want to give first place to God when it comes to devotion, then don't sleep at all through the night. Pray all night. But you know that's not true. You have to sleep. Now, morning devotion does not mean you are giving first place to God. To give first place to God is remember what he told you. He said, attend to my what? Words. It's in plural. Attend to my words. What have you heard that you need to take action in doing before you do every other thing? God is not saying that other things are not important. God is saying give first place first. Because when you give first place, you see, we told you yesterday that the challenge Christians have is they are not totally submitted. Their submission is a partial submission. Do you understand? Do you understand? I'm not, please, Sister Grace, I'm not criticizing you, right? I've passed that, Sister Grace. I was just trying to explain something to you. Did you understand? Now, what we're trying to show you here is this. And please don't send me text message to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, all right? But I'm just trying to explain to you that there are many Christians who are in that area of life. You see why? It's very easy to deceive them. Okay, for instance, if what we told Sister Grace to do, I saw the way she responded, do you know it will be very easy for me to deceive her, but she does not know. It will be very easy for me to trick her because I've seen her response, so I've been able to appraise how she thinks. Then I will strategize. Did you understand? I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, but what we're trying to show you is that, do you know, when you submit to follow, you are not easily predicted what you can do. Even and when you submit to follow, your leader does not think of harming you. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
He doesn't see rebellion, so he doesn't even think of even placing a curse. He doesn't even think of being angry with you. But see,
That is so true.
that's it. But you see, people don't know. Because it's one of the ways you take cover.
That's right.
Who will do it, sir? But do you? Oh Lord. Okay, here's the point. It says, give priority to my words. Then pay attention. Don't just say, Lord, what do you have to say now? Now, if God tells you to pay attention to his words, it means that there has to be someone who is speaking the words of God that you have to listen to. So if it's the word of the Lord that came to you by prophecy that you recorded, you can't be listening to it brushing your teeth, hurrying to dress up to and go to work. Say, I'm running late, but I'll listen to it while driving. That's not giving priority to it. You are not giving it first place. He said, incline your ears. You can't do that brushing your teeth or cooking while listening to the message. You can't do that. He says, incline your ears unto my sayings. He said, now keep them. Maintain a focus. Let it be your focus, and then keep them in the midst of your heart. Let it dominate your decision. Let it dominate your thoughts. Why? He said, because they are life to those who find them. Why are you having issues in your finances? Because you are not attending. You are not giving first place to the words that addresses your finances. Someone say, but also, have you ever taught on finances? Do you know there was a time we have messages on YouTube. We had a 30 days teaching on finances. Every day in June, throughout the whole month of June, every day we were teaching them on finances, but we still have members who are broke. Why? They attended the meeting, but they did not make it first place. You see that? They thought it was seed that they sowed. No, I didn't give them the opportunity to even sow seed. I didn't say come and sow seed. I didn't say so. If sowing seed is bad, it's good. But the Lord said, attend, give first place. And we gave first place to 30 days of teachings concerning your finances, but you did not listen. Incline your ears unto my sayings. Let them not depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart. He says, why? They are life to those who find them and medicine to their flesh. Did he mention anything about leading? No. Even the words alone will give life to anything concerning you. Then he now says, protect your heart. The word heart there speaks of your mind. Protect your mind with all diligence, for out of it issues come. Issues. Good ones, bad ones. And it is when issues come, that's when you now start desiring leading. That's when you will now be seeking for who to give you leading. But God says it never should have been in the first place if you had given first place to my word. Attend to me first. I've been talking before Brother Okuchuku came. Why don't you finish listening to what I have to say? Okuchuku, I can't talk now. Hold on. There are people sometimes when the Lord is talking to me, they call me. I say, please call me back in the next 30 minutes. Why? Because the Lord is already talking to me. That's giving first place. I'll still talk to you, but call me. Hey, you are busy. Yes, I'm busy. I'm not jobless. The Lord is talking to me. Call me back. Please let me know when I'm free. You know, people send me those kind of texts, and I don't know what to say to them because I'm never free, really. In all honesty, I'm never free. When I want to talk to you, I'll just talk to you, but don't think I'm free. But you see, the point here is when we know where we ought to have been, we will not be in this level where we'll be seeking for which leading is accurate to follow. You see, the reason why we said that is that, like we said, let's suppose I was testing Sister Grace. Do you know, from my appraiser, I can say it will be very difficult to be a leader over this sister, because you will have issues trusting my judgment. You see that? And which is not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong to appraise what I told you to do, really. It's not wrong. But from your decision, I can tell it will be difficult to lead you. It will be challenging. So you might have issues with being led. Do you understand? I'm using that as an example to say there are many Christians who are in that condition. Sometimes we tell pastors, this leader, don't tell them to do anything. Just leave them. Just be looking. Talk to this one. This one will listen to you. Because there are some who have issues being told what to do. And then there are some who say they are waiting for you to tell them what to do in mockery. They are trying to mock you. You should know. Don't think anyone who says, please tell me what to do, they genuinely mean it. Some can say that just to mock you. Did you understand? So, let's show you something. Paying attention. Because if you can attend, isn't it amazing? It is when we come to church, that's when our phone rings the most. That means you were not ready to attend to God's word, but you traveled to come to church, yet your phone is still on. If you really meant, if you were really sincere that you came to attend to the word of God, then your phone should be switched off the moment you drove through the gate. But that's when your phone rings. So I say, no, somebody is coming. I need to direct the person. Tell the person, brother, when I enter church, I used to tell people that when I enter church, I won't pick your call. I hope you know. I've already told you the address. If when you call me, I won't pick your call. Brother, he has brought us this far, and he's still taking us all the way.
Amen.
Yeah. Because then at that point, you will not desire leading. You will not desire, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Because you didn't come to church to come and hear something that will bring you down. Now, let's show you something. Go to perception. We said when it comes to perception, it is an education. Go to Acts chapter 14. We want to read something to you. Acts chapter 14.
Amen.
Okay, Acts chapter 14. From verses 1, it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake, that a great multitude, both of Jews and also of the Greeks, believed. But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil affected against the brethren. Now, notice what he's telling you. Luke is the one writing this, and Luke was a follower of Paul the Apostle. So, which means whatever he's reporting was an observation he and every other person in Paul's company had about their experience in Iconium, which means it was a conversation Paul and everyone in his company talked about. So Luke is writing it down. Okay, look at verse 3. Long time therefore abode they, speaking boldly in the Lord, which gave testimonies unto the word of his grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands. Follow this carefully. He's reporting something. But the multitudes of the city was divided. Did you notice an argument now? Part held with the Jews and part with the apostles. So now, look up. Follow this. Everybody came to Paul's crusade. They were attending his meetings. Yet, even though they all came, Paul and the rest of his company knew, even though everyone came to listen to him, it was a divided house. So he knew that some believed him and the others, and others didn't. Others were holding on to the Jewish traditions. After all, you are even preaching in our synagogue. Now, Paul knew. Now, follow this carefully. Paul knew. He knew the people who constituted the membership of his congregation. Sometimes people don't know what makes a man of God preach the kind of sermons he preaches. Some people don't know. Sometimes we think it is the Holy Spirit that makes a man of God preach what he preaches. No, it is the congregation. The people that are seated is what prompts a man of God by the Spirit to preach what he preaches. So say, but they preach me. See, that's where you miss it. They didn't preach you. See, follow this carefully. Look up, please. From what we have read, do you think Paul knew that the church was a divided?
Yes, sir. Yes,
do you think Paul knew?
Yes, sir.
Please answer now. Yes, do you think he knew?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because from where we began reading, he had already seen the division, how people criticize his teachings, we're back to show you something. So which means already he has become what? Educated about the people. Remember when he came to the Corinthian church, he said, when I came unto you, I desired not to know anything about amongst you except to preach. But later on he said, I had to study how you people behave. Later on he said, I had to be crafty to discover how cunning you are. You see that? He said that to the Corinthian church. So here he has what? He has a knowledge. Do you understand? He has come to know the people who make up the membership of his congregation. Okay. Follow this carefully. But the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews, and part with Paul. So, which means for it to say part held with the Jews first, and part with Paul, it meant that even the Jews had more followers than Paul. After all, like we said, it was even their synagogue. Okay. They are coming to Moses' church to come and talk about Jesus, the resurrected Christ. Moses' church that held on to the law. Okay. So now it was a fight between Moses and Jesus now. Because Paul was an apostle of Jesus Christ, these Jews were holding on to the traditions of Moses, the law, which Jesus had abolished through his death. Okay, now follow this carefully. See, you need to understand, in every congregation, you will always have some people who will always hold on to their traditional beliefs till they die.
That's right.
That's why they may not buy your CDs, even if you are giving them new revelations. They don't need it. They will die with their old traditions. Okay, follow this carefully. And when, read verses 5. And when there was what? An assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Greeks with their rulers to use them despitefully and to stone them. They were what? They were aware of it and fled unto us Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth round about. Follow this.
The gospel there.
So they escaped and went to another city, but that city is not far from where they escaped from. Okay, for where they escaped to, sorry. And there they preached the gospel. Now read. And there sat a certain man at Lystra, impotent in his feet, being a cripple from his mother's womb, who never had walked. The same heard Paul speak, who steadfastly,
intently,
beholding
that he had faith,
and perceiving that he had faith to be healed, said
with a loud voice, "Stand up straight on your feet."
And the man leaped and walked. Did you notice that?
Yes, sir.
Did you notice something about perception?
Yes, sir.
What did you notice about perception?
He had the knowledge of his
He beheld the man first. Perception requires what? Observation. Observe people first. What you don't know is that we've done it to every one of you here. We've observed you, so we know what you can do. That's why we may call so person instead of calling you. That's why we may say this person, because what you don't know is that we've observed everyone. Even in New Jersey, we know, we can tell everything about our folks back and forth. They may deny, we know them. And there are some who are surprised that we can tell them something that they have never done. Then at the end of the day, they will finally do it. Then we'll tell them, we know you even ahead. Did you understand?
Yes,
now, we're not saying we're even going prophetic, because of course that's where we stand in the office of the prophet. But what we're saying is that even with perception, you can observe. You were talking to us today earlier on about someone. We were discussing about someone. You told me to call the person, right? And I told you some things about that person. You were surprised. Why? And I said I will not waste my time calling the person. Why? Because I've come to I know this person back and front. It will be a waste of time to pick the phone to call. To be a waste of my time, because it won't do any good. Then we told her, call the person, and the person was giving you excuses. I said it will be a waste of time. In my mind, I just laugh. You see. But is it wrong to check on someone? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, truly. But the question is, you must know who you are checking up on, because it can be a waste of time. That's what we said when we told Sister Grace. Are you praying about someone you have never seen? Because you see, perception should be able to even prompt you to pray. See, I perceive this, but Lord, give me clarity. If you are not sure, give me clarity about this thing. I've seen this person, but there's something I noticed about this person that I'm not comfortable with. But Lord, give me accuracy. Then you can pray when I know I have met the person. Did you understand? Notice, Paul, even though he was preaching the message that will make a cripple walk, he still had to observe. And how did he observe the guy? He noticed the guy gave him attention. The guy was listening. The guy was listening. When there's somebody who say, one day we were talking to someone, we say, are you listening? He said, I'm with you. I say, you are not with me. Your mind has traveled. You are not with me. You are standing here, but you are not with me. Your mind is somewhere. You see, your mind is somewhere. I've been able to perceive you. So when you say you have something to discuss, and that person, each time he tells me he wants to discuss something, I always say, wait, are you sure you are with me now? He say, yeah, I'm with you, I'm ready. Forgive me that day, so many things were on my mind. I said, but you denied the last time. Do you understand? So do you understand what we're trying to say? See, no child of God was ever intended by God to be left in the dark. God never intended for any of his children to grow up in the dark. We told you, our faith walk is not a leap in the dark. It's not a walk in the dark. It's not a walk in the dark. You know why you have issues with leading? Because you don't know who to trust. Even the one who teaches you the word of God, you have difficulty trusting the person. Then how do you expect to receive leading outside? See? You know, a man of God once said something. And I was surprised he said it with so much boldness. He said, if I cannot help you, he said, because if you missed it with your mother and father, who couldn't? God brought me to do it for you. If I can't, you can never be helped till you die. When he said it, and I sat down, I thought about it. I said, it's so true. Really? Because if church cannot help you, that's a hopeless matter. That's the truth. If church cannot help you with your finances, bank cannot. Because the bank will come after you and say, give us back our money. Yeah. Notice, he perceived. But before he perceived, he did what? He observed. Now, with this now, go to Acts chapter 27. Say thank you, Holy Spirit of God. Acts chapter 27. Say, I will never suffer deception.
I will never suffer deception.
So, what does it mean to behold? Listen, we want to show you here what it means to behold. Because being able to behold something is what gives birth to what? Perception. Do you understand? And like we said, it will require a period of time. So, notice, for Paul to be able to behold and perceive that crippled had faith to be healed, he must have been preaching for over an hour. He must have been preaching for a long time to observe. So a time came when he was preaching, he was no longer looking at the people anymore. He was looking at just one person. Because from his experience in Iconium, he noticed that the house was divided. Now, the people, he's now in a church where no one is arguing with him, but none is ready to receive the miracle. Only a cripple, the one who had the need the most, was ready to pay attention. Because you are excited about this relationship you are in. But what have you observed in this relationship? The man mocks your God and you still want to make him a husband. The man feels too tired to follow you to church, yet you still want to make him a husband. The woman says she's stressed, she needs to rest so that you can go to church, yet you still want to marry her. Hey. Brother, there's trouble coming, oh. You have not married her yet, she's coming every time, church. Sister, look. This is my life. You know what? Let's end this relationship. No, I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying that, sister, this thing is what I will do till I die. And if you complain like this even before we marry, it means you will always complain. I'm ready to let you go. No, I love you, and this thing will not work. I know you love me, but it will not work. My life is God. Your mind is not made up yet. So go. No, your mind is not made up. And I will not want you to do what you don't want to do. I've been able to perceive you. I know what you are not comfortable with. And I want you to be happy. I know you being with me, you'll be very unhappy. It's not only love that will make you happy. What I do, see, this is my life. Because I've been able to perceive the way you relate. Okay, now, let's show you. What does it mean to behold? You get to see. Like we said, it's an education. You see, Paul educated. While he was preaching, he was being educated about that guy. He noticed this guy pays attention. If I can just heal only one person, it's enough for me. And it was recorded. You are waiting for many miracles to happen. One is enough. Period. Service is over. It was a good service. So he say, no, he doesn't cast out too many devils. Paul, how many devils did he cast out throughout his life? About 6. About 6. So it's not in the volume. Now, let's show you something. Verses 1. He's a co-laborer. Do you understand? Leave him alone. Okay, now look at verses 1. Pay attention. No? He is paying attention. Pay attention. Okay. Alright. Verses 1. Now, before we read, look up. In chapter 20, Paul had been told not to go to Jerusalem. He gathered all the pastors and told them he was heading to Jerusalem. There was a manifestation of the gift of the word of knowledge and the word of wisdom. Sorry. Don't go. If you go, they will harm you in Jerusalem. Paul says, I'm ready to even die. I don't mind. The people were not crying. He said to them, Paul said it to them. He said, do you want to break my heart? He said, well, even if you die, I'm ready to not only go to Jerusalem, I'm ready to even die. Even though the Holy Spirit is witnessing that burn and afflictions await me in Jerusalem. Sure enough, a prophet by the name of Agabus in chapter 21 came and said, thus says the Holy Ghost, this will happen to the owner of this Giddo. It was Paul's Giddo. So finally he got to Jerusalem, and sure enough, what the people had been bearing witness in their hearts and what the prophet prophesied happened. Paul was apprehended. They beat him shaggy. They beat him seriously. Then they took him to their court. Took him to the Roman court. When they beat him to the point he now desired life. He didn't want to die anymore. When they discovered they were going to give him a death sentence, he now said to the Roman centurion, who was the head of the court, he said, excuse me, sir, I'm a Roman too. I'm a Roman. So the man said, you're a Roman? I thought you're a Jew. He said, I also have Roman citizenship too. Roman citizenship. I was born in Rome. I'm a citizen of Rome. So the Roman said, they now got angry with the Jews. You have been beating our citizen. So they got angry. They said, no, he's also a Jew. Paul says, no, please take me to Caesar. I will plead my case. So they said, okay, we will not take you to Caesar. So this is Acts chapter 27. Now they are on their way to Caesar. They are about to enter the ship to go to Caesar. Yo, Paul. See what now happened. You did not listen to prophecy. You did not listen to the gifts of the Spirit. You did not listen to the prophet. You see now you are now using citizenship, nationality to find rescue. Okay. It's like you going to Nigeria when there's a riot at the airport. You now say, no, I'm an American. I'm an American. My social security is number. You know you cannot speak the phone, but all my brother Joseph, he said, I'm not Togolese, I'm an American. I'm an American. See my green card. So see, yeah, he's an American. Then you now to the Togolese army, if you touch me, America will bomb you for my sake. Okay, so that was what Paul did. Okay, verses 1. When it was determined that we should sail into Italy, see now they are ready, they have agreed, they are taking him to Rome. It was a form of escape. He was glad. When they finally agreed that they will sail to Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus' band. That means a different battalion, regiment, yes. Now, follow this carefully. And entering into a ship of Adramatium, we launched, meaning to sail by the coast of Asia, one Aristarchus, a Macedonian of Thessalonica, being with us. And the next day we touched at Sidon, and Julius cautiously entreated Paul and gave him liberty to go unto his friends to refresh himself. Say, Paul, remember, we are still going to Italy, but you can go and play with your friends. You know, they did a stopover, a transit in France. And no, this is not really France, but we're just in a place where they did a stopover. Okay. Verses 4. And when we had launched from there, we sailed unto Cyprus, because the winds were what? Contrary. Now follow this carefully. The winds were blowing contrary. Paul says, what is this? Okay. Now, and when we had sailed over the sea of Cilicia and Pamphylia, we came to Myra, a city of what? Lycia. And there the centurion found a ship of Alexandria sailing into Italy, and he put us therein. So that means that they could not continue the previous journey in the other ship because of the strong winds. So they decided to take another ship. It's like you traveling to Connecticut. The first car you took, it packed up halfway. Then you went to take another car to continue the journey. You should that the car packed up the first time. That was supposed to be a signal that this journey, there's going to be a challenge. Someone say, no, what is there? There's Enterprise here. Let's just look for Enterprise. Oh, there's National here. Let's just rent one of the cars and continue. Okay. Read verses 6. And there the centurion found a ship of Alexandria sailing into Italy, and he put us there. He finally got a flight going to Nigeria, right? From Ethiopia. Your plane that was to go to Nigeria did not get to Nigeria. It landed in Madagascar. Then you took another plane to Ethiopia. They said that's where you will find a plane to Nigeria. Only you. That means that whatever you are going to do in Nigeria, there's going to be problem. So I say, you know what, let me go back home. So I say, I still have to go. They are waiting for me at the airport now. And that house, I need to finish it before December. You don't know whether you were finishing the house for your burial. Okay. Read verse 7. And when we had sailed slowly many days,
and arrived,
and scarce were come over against what? Snidus. The wind not suffering us, we sailed under Crete. Over what?
Shelter of
over against what? Salmone. You see that? Now notice again. He said, first of all, the journey was even too slow. Then finally, we managed enter. The winds were just blowing. Paul said, what is this? What is this? Okay. They finally got to Salmone, right? Okay, verses 8. And hardly passing it. Notice, that means they still have difficulty going through that place. And hardly passing it, came unto a place which is called the Fair Heavens. Near whereunto was the city of what? Lassie. Now, verses 9 now. Now, when much time was spent, that means they stayed there for a very long time. Remember, you were traveling to Nigeria. The plane finally landed you in France, and you spent 7 hours at the airport looking at nothing. What do you do when God is not talking? God expects perception to let you know what is happening, and you could not perceive. Okay, because you lack observation. Now, notice all these things being reported are what? Now, remember, it was Paul that was arrested as a prisoner. Luke did not travel with him. How did Luke know this to write it? That means Paul was narrating it. He said, I started observing. When we go to so place, when we go to Fair Heavens, when we go to Salmone, the thing was too slow. Luke was writing it down. Then read
Now when
much time was spent, and when sailing was now dangerous because the fast was now already past, Paul admonished and said, Sirs, I perceive that this journey is going to be with much what? Much what? Harm. Not only of our luggages, but also what? Of our lives. Did you notice the word perception there?
Yes.
When did Paul come to the perception, to the stage of perception? He has been what? Observing the trends of the journey. He has been observing. Perception is not the Spirit of God telling you anything. Perception comes by what? Observation. You have observed. But I noticed you changed towards me. Yes, I did. And I'm glad you noticed that. The Spirit told me, the Spirit did not tell you anything. It was obvious for you to see that I've changed towards you. So you were able to capture it. That's perception. Don't lie against the Spirit. Don't say the Spirit told you. The Spirit did not tell you jack. I made it obvious for you to see that I've changed towards you. Period. Why? I'm trying to make you perceive that I'm not pleased with you. See? Because if I'm excited about you, you will know. Then also you should also know when I'm not pleased. But that I'm not showing anything and I'm laughing, that means I'm ready to do you harm. Which I don't want to. That's why I'm trying to let you know that I'm not pleased with you. And that's why I made you observe the things you observed that I've changed towards you. Isn't it amazing? A man who talked with the wife, everything was fine. He talked to the wife only for the man to go and never return. He's now with another woman. They say, sister, did you both of you quarrel? He said, we never quarreled though. We've dealt with the matter like that. They said, I even prefer he ate too. But he said he's not coming back again. Sister is crying every day. Oh, when I saw the man was looking at me. He said, how are you? I said, I'm fine. I said, how are you doing? I said, what did he said? No, she didn't do me anything. Just that I don't want to be with her anymore. You see, the lady could not pick up any signal at all. That's suicidal. You understand? But why did you leave? He said, I'm just tired. I don't want to be with her anymore. I just don't want to be with her anymore. She didn't do me anything. No, she didn't. In fairness to her, she didn't do me anything. I just like where I am and I'm happy. Period. Brother. Yeah. Holy Ghost fire. But you see, sister, has ever behaved this way before? She said, no, you lie. You just did not notice it.
You did. You don't want to tell me.
No, probably she did. He has done it before. She did not perceive it. She was so much in love. Yeah. Paul did not say the Holy Ghost told him here. He says, sir, I perceive this journey is going to be with great harm. Why? Because he has been observing how the journey has been. They've changed ships many times now. The winds are blowing fierce. Paul. And notice what he mentioned at the beginning. He said after one guy, one Macedonian entered our ship the first time, things changed. Things changed. After Sister Susanna came to church, church scattered.
She never come to church.
What was this, man? Sister Susanna, you will cause this. Sister Susanna, Pastor, I didn't do anything. I mean, it's a lie, Sister Susanna. It was when you came. Yeah. He says, I perceive. And guess what? They didn't listen to him. Listen. Nevertheless, the centurion believed the master. Please give us your attention. And the owner of the ship, more than those things which Paul spoke. And because the heaven was not commodious to winter in, the more, there were 276 people in that ship. 275 people opposed Paul. So Paul was alone. So don't think that the opinion of the majority is accurate. Do you understand? Because the majority can vote the wrong leader. So the voice of the people is the voice of God. It is a lie.
Not in America.
It's a lie. The electoral college is still by majority. Don't forget, you still have to have 270 votes. So they can be wrong too. But the more, and because the heaven was not commodious to winter in, the more part advised to depart thence also, if by any means they might attain to Phoenix, and there to winter, which is an haven of Crete, and lie towards the south, west, and northwest. And when the south wind blows softly, now notice that when Paul said it, they did not listen, so they continued the journey. They said, we can't stay here, it's too cold. There's winter has come now, we can't stay here, it will be too cold, let's just go to Crete, then we can do winter there before we continue to Italy. Then the Bible says, when they began to sail, the wind began to blow softly. So they started looking at Paul. See, you were telling us to stay there. Look, can't you see now? The ship is sailing smoothly. See what Paul said. Verses 13. And when the south wind blew softly, supposing that they had obtained their purpose, leaving thence, they sailed close by Crete. But not long after, there arose against it a tempestuous wind called what? Euroclydon. And when the ship was caught and could not bear up in the wind, we let her drive. And running under a certain island which is called Claudia, we had mocked work to come by the boat. And when they had taken up, they used helps on girding the ship. And fearing lest they should fall into the quicksand, stake sail, and so were driven. And we, being exceedingly tossed with a tempest, the next day they lightened the ship. And the third day we cast out ship's tackle with our own hands. With our own hands, they threw all their luggages away. Now, verses 21. But after long abstinence, how long? 2 weeks. But after long abstinence, Paul stood up forth in the midst of them and said, Sirs, you should have listened to me and not incur this loss.
And incur this disease.
You should have listened. Is it because I didn't say, thus says the Lord? You know, some people, they want to hear thus says the Lord before they believe. Paul says, come on. Observations. See, have you not noticed? You know, look at some of your friends around today. Observe. Each time you tell them something glorious that is about to happen in your life, the thing dies. All of a sudden, the thing suddenly becomes abortive or aborted. Each time, then you should perceive that this is not someone that should be telling things to. Because this time I tell this person something, someone say, you don't tell me, you know we are friends now. What are we friends for? We should not be hiding secrets. Now, don't tell the person, each time I tell you things, it doesn't work out. You don't need to tell the person, don't worry, we are still friends. You should be able to perceive. Anytime I'm around my family members, some things get missing. It's better I don't go around them. Say, sister, pass the night. I say, no, don't worry, I'm fine. You should be able to perceive by reason of observation. You should be able to perceive. The last time you ate beans, you had running stomach. 2 weeks ago, you ate something that looks like beans. They say it's black beans. You had running stomach. Then, brother, don't eat beans now. Don't eat beans. You know, each time you had this particular dream, some things don't work. Each time you dream this particular dream, things go down for you. Each time you have this particular dream, things go down for you. Then you should know. So say, let God tell me whether Boniface is a good friend. Remember the things you told Boniface that never worked. Huh? You know that each time you make this particular hairstyle, there's always headache. It's like a migraine headache. Each time this particular hairstyle, it's like your head is pounding. Then don't make the hairstyle. Or don't go to that salon. Don't even do the hairstyle. Because you have tried different salon with the same hairstyle, headache all the way. Then don't do the hairstyle. What have you not observed that is working against you? Meanwhile, it is not a demon. This was not a demon attacking them. They just lack observation. The wind, would you say it was not, the winds were not supposed to blow? The winds were supposed to blow. The Paul who casted out devils knew no demon is behind this wind. We just need sense to stay. This is not the best time to travel. They told me I have to come. My mother, we told one brother here in Atlanta, he brought his beautiful daughter. He told us he wanted to go to Atlanta, to the village. His mother was, I said, okay, don't go to this village. Don't go to this village. He said, but my mother is in her 90s. She really wants to. I said, okay, don't go to this village. Sure enough, as they were planning to go, his own house here in Atlanta caught fire. Burnt. He now called us at midnight. He said, you are a prophet. I said, why are you saying that? He said, now we can't travel. House burnt down. No? Now, please pray. Let's get another house. So we had to pray. And we told him, before the week runs out, they will get the house. They finally got the house. Although we've not seen him in church. He calls us on the phone from time to time. It is when I'm in New Jersey, he will call me. When we are in Atlanta, he will not call. But you see, the thing is this, what we're trying to show you is that you don't have to be a victim before you learn. You don't have to be a victim before you learn. You still don't have sense with all the church you go to, with all the word of God you hear. Yeah, praise God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Holy.
I think you may need to change your realtor. We're talking to your husband. You may need to change your realtor. Because as they come, you lose them. Observe the patterns. I know. So how about you handling it yourself? Yes, except the law requires you to use that a realtor. So if you can do the transaction by yourself, handle it. Because perception should be able to work for you this time. You know how badly you need this. You know the God you are calling on to. Because sometimes, see, Paul almost lost his life here. He took an angel to appear to him later on. He said, an angel has spoken to me. Be of good cheer. We will surely get to Italy. But guess what? That ship wrecked. They lost everything. For 2 weeks, they did not eat. And the Bible says for 2 weeks, Paul said, if you read that whole story, he said, we did not see the sun. We did not see the stars. But where was the Holy Ghost to speak to Paul? Don't enter ship. No, the Holy Ghost has already been. See patterns, observe. We were traveling, we said we are going to New Jersey. When we got to South Carolina, tire busted. We changed the tire. We got to North Carolina, they say the radiator water leaked. That will not happen to you. Say amen. No, say brother, this journey. Meanwhile, the folks in the prison, are you coming? Where are you right now? The party is grooving. No. It's time for Mama Nosana to come and give benediction. No. You are still forcing. When you got to the party, say you couldn't even drink Fanta. When you go to the party, they say meat has finished, but would you just manage the rest like that? Oh, no, don't be a victim before you learn. You see, perception is what? It's one of the secondary leadings, but it can be handy when there is no prophet. When you did not see, if you miss the counsel of a prophet, then let perception work for you. Paul did not pay attention to what Agabus the prophet said, what the gifts of prophecy gave. He did not pay attention to that. Now he had to rely on perception, and he almost lost his life. So you see, perception therefore becomes a medicine, a panacea. It becomes a platform God uses to deliver the disobedient. Paul was disobedient to the voice of the Holy Ghost through the prophet. Disobedience was what brought Paul the apostle into this trouble. Now he needed perception to escape. Thank God he even did. Because what you fail to pay attention to can kill you. Men of God are not your problem. Remember, the last church you went to, you had an experience with a man of God. The previous one, you had an experience. Now you have come here, you want to have another. You are the problem. What is it you are not perceiving? Because God may be showing you something that, look at yourself, check yourself, not the men of God. So I keep meeting the wrong man of God because you are the wrong member. The Bible talks about false prophets, false apostles, false prophets, false teachers, then false brethren. So every false apostle, false prophet, and false teacher is recruited from the false brethren. So you check yourself. They gave me prophecy that caused trouble for me because you were already trouble. So even if they give you prophecy, what is it you could not perceive? That's the point. Is that okay with you?
Yes, more than okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Please answer an amen.
Amen.
So trying to call Bro.Osi when we're in New Jersey or anywhere for a direction, perception should be able to guide you. So begin to look at the people that are around you. The last time you did something with so person, it didn't work well. The last time you traveled with your friend, this thing did not work well. So why should I still do this thing again with this person? Now they are bringing another deal. No, this brother, I'm not doing this thing again. No, don't worry about the last time. The last time, it's just that, now, the guy went to Dubai. That was why. That business, remember, we almost picked it. No. I'm not doing this thing. I'm not doing this thing with this. Brother, I'm not doing this thing. I know it almost clicked. That's what I'm not doing again. Almost. No. Daddy Kennedy again he uses the expression permanently. Permanently. Perma means permanently. Then near. He said you are always permanently near. It has become very permanent in some people's life. They are always near. Then they don't attain. And that experience has become permanent, so he calls them permanently. I'm free from the spirit of permanently. Perception must work for me. So you see why no child of God should ever be in the dark. No. Even in your disobedience, God has created a way of escape. He said, now perception. I hope they'll be able to use their perception. Yeah. God is merciful on every side. Even when Paul was disobedient, Paul knew perception. He has seen it with miracles. Now he needed it for the safety of his own life. So it was for others' advantage and for your own safety. Because you don't know. See, would you say the people meant harm? They wanted to harm Paul? No, they were businessmen. The owner of the ship was a businessman. You want to make quick money. Let's get to Italy first. You were not paying attention. You are angry you missed your flight. You don't know why you missed it. The last time you missed the roll, that means maybe I was not supposed to travel now. Yeah. I'm a success forevermore. We told someone in New Jersey. We say we notice each time you get this kind of job, you don't last long. Now go higher. Aim higher. Go for a senior manager role. That's what he's doing right now. And the job is permanent. Amen. So you should be able to observe. Observe. Some of you may need to just change your job. Aim for something higher. Amen. Who told you everyone is qualified for what they are doing right now? Who told you? You know, when they were picking up people when our precious president was sending these eyes to go to different cities to pick up people who had immigration challenges, and they were picking up. There were certain places they targeted. Now, if for instance, let's take a place like in New Jersey, they came to a place like Elizabeth. Now you're living in Elizabeth, and they were picking people at random, and you know you have that challenge. Come on, you should have sense to know that you need to move from Elizabeth to Newark. So say, I don't have anywhere to go. Which one would you prefer?
Go back or stay here.
To go back or to stay here? And you know life is better for you here. Life is better for you here. Now we're not saying run to a relative in Newark who will even call them and say you are here. Yes, sir. Do you know where they never check? Do you know where immigration officers don't check? Hotels. You have cash, go and lodge in a hotel. They won't disturb you at all.
That's the first place they should go.
No, but they won't go there.
They won't go to the hotel. That's what I'm saying.
They won't go.
The first place.
You understand? You haven't saved there. So say, I don't have any money. Come on, since you've been in America, you can't even borrow one for your safety. Yeah. So the point here is we were trying to tell you, no child of God should ever be in problem. You should never leap in the dark. Say my faith walk.
My faith walk
is not a leap in the dark. Yes. No, my faith walk is not a leap in the dark concerning my ministry.
My faith walk is not a leap in the dark concerning my ministry.
Yeah. You see, my direction in life as a minister is not a leap in the dark. I have my papa with me, Papa Joshua Igila. Whatever we do is what he instructs us. So I know I'm following a leading.
That's right.
You understand? It's not about whether I like what he is told. I just have to do this for my own good. Where I will not have to rely on perception. Do you understand?
Yes,
so say my faith walk.
My faith walk
is not a leap in the dark.
It's not a leap in the dark.
Concerning my marital life. Concerning my financial life. Concerning my businesses. Concerning my job. Concerning my education.
Concerning my education.
Yes. You know, a lot of students are asking, which course should I study? But you should know what you have observed you are good at.
That's right.
And my father wants me to be a doctor. You, daddy, have you observed? What have you perceived about your child? What have you observed your child over time to do? Yeah. A parent came to us, it was 2 weeks ago, and said they wanted their daughter to talk to me. They want her to do engineering. I said, but what does she really enjoy doing? She said, well, she likes to dance, but I believe she will do the engineering. I said, are you sure? Are you sure? He said, yeah, she really wants to do engineering. I said, fine, so let her do it. We're in support of it. But I hope later on she will not want to say she wants to change course because she wants to fulfill your own dream. You want her to be an engineer. She said, no, that's what she really wants. I said, but I know she likes to dance too. So, well, is this a father matter or a mother's desire now or a daughter's desire? He said, no, it's a daughter's desire. I said, fine. See? And you agree with what your daughter wants to do, engineering. Say yes, okay, fine. You've perceived, you've observed to come to that perception. Or it's a decision you and your husband just took that she must be an engineer. Well, we were told that that's what she wants. I said, okay, fine, good. That means she will excel because it's something she wants to do.
That's right.
Do you understand? Your child has no head for cosmetics. You say let him go and do medicine. Yeah. Even to comb his hair, you have to remind him that he forgot his comb on his head because of his afro. Now you say let him go and do medicine. In medicine they comb hair. Because if you are looking at God and you want to carry knife to cut me, as I say, brother, wait. What did you smoke this morning? Did you comb your hair? You want to operate me? Then he now wear mask. He say, hey, brother, scatter there with mask. Surgery uniform. Say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm fine. Hey, I'm well. No. Observe the capabilities of your children, even at home. Because even studying medicine requires a lot of pressure. You know this one, even when you talk to her, she starts crying. I can't believe it. Nobody cares about me. Then this one wants to do medicine. This one that is looking for care. She is looking to be cared for. How can she care for others? You think she has head for medicine? Any small thing makes her cry. Johnny has not called for 2 days. She's crying now. Then you, the mother, you're not calling Johnny. Johnny, why haven't you called my daughter now? She's crying. No. They say, sister, what do you want to do? Say, I want to be a doctor. Sister, please don't do that. Don't do home economics. So that you can be keeping Johnny at home.
That's right.
Except you say you want to treat Johnny Walker. And Johnny Walker is not sick. Praise God. Say, I'm a success.
I'm a success.
Forevermore.
Forevermore.
Now, let's pray. Say, Lord, forgive me for the areas where I missed it in my life.
Forgive me for the areas where I've missed it.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
Father, enable me to maintain 100% focus
100% focus
of the things happening around me.
the things happening around me.
Yeah. By reason of my observation, increase my perception.
My observation, increase my perception.
In the mighty name of Jesus, increase my perception. By reason of my observation.
By the reason of my observation.
In the mighty name of Jesus. Let my perception be 100% accurate.
Perception will be 100% accurate.
All the way. Make me error free. In the mighty name of Jesus.
Mighty name of Jesus.
Makatabale Rusataya Liko Beria Dusko Frakatali Kapa Tuskisa Kureteke Posataya. In Jesus' name. You know, those in research and analysis in different organizations, it's perception that they use. Those in research, they can tell you the certainty of a market trend. They can tell you the certainty of a product that will make big money for the business. Some of you who own businesses, what is it you have not observed? You are a Christian, you have prayed, you have given off, you have given tithe. Maybe you need perception for that business. Because you have prayed, you have met prophets and the prophets are not speaking. Then rely on perception. It's God's leading too. And the reason why God is probably not speaking is because he expects you to use your perception. What have you observed about your kind of business? What is the market for your kind of business? What's the market trend today? What's the customer base? Then it may require you to maybe switch strategies or delve into something that will augment with what you already have. These are the things you need to look at. Do you know no hairdresser should be broke when there are more women than men? The question is, even when you open a hairdressing salon, why are people not patronizing your business? Why do you need to rely on voodoo to arrest customers? No, even perception should be able to make you blow up in your business. Perception. Today, everyone is going into makeup when more churches are recruiting people. Yeah? Who do the makeup business? People are tired of it. People are tired of it. Except you give them a makeup that will last long. Go into products that will make a woman not have gray hair. Do you understand? So that she can look forever young.
Amen.
You think people will not rush that product when a woman knows he's getting older? You understand? So why are you trying to go into what other people are already doing? The market is saturated. Look for something. And even if you are already in a business that everyone is into, fine. What can your perception bring you? Do you understand? If we tell you now, Sister Priska, do tissue paper business, do you know you will laugh. You know why you will laugh? You say tissue paper. But everyone uses tissue. Everyone uses tissue. So the Bro.Osi, you are funny. Why should I do tissue paper business? Isn't that amazing? But everyone uses tissue. Do you understand? Imagine you open a business, you call the name of the business. Why go to Walmart? Why go to BJ's? Stop over here. For instance, imagine you open a store here. Do you know the trips the people in this neighborhood make to Walmart, to BJ's? Now you say, why go to Walmart? That's the name of your business in this neighborhood. Everything Walmart has, you have it here. Because Walmart does not know who comes to buy from them. You shouldn't be poor. You shouldn't be broke. Yeah. There are sometimes you don't feel like eating house food. Even your wife, sometimes who cooks the food, she doesn't feel like eating it. Yeah, so man, what can we do here that those who don't feel like eating house food would like to come and eat? These are things. Perceive. What have you observed? The last time you visited your friend in their area, what was it they rushed out to go and buy? That your friend had to go the friend hosting you had to travel 5 minutes to go and buy something. Can you supply it? Say, brother, I noticed the last time you had to go and buy this. Say, and I know you really need that thing. I'll be supplying you. You pay me. You shouldn't be idle. A child of God, with perception, you can thrive in business. Amen. Perception alone. Amen. Perception alone. Why are you paying someone to do your market research when you can just sit down and observe what businesses are lacking that you can provide them? Do you understand? Yes, sir. Eat good food. Go to a nice hotel. You can just sit by the pool. Clear your mind. Turn off your phone. Ideas will come. You'll be writing. This is what I'm going to do. You are going to vacation. If you see what I see, swimming pool. Hey, swimming pool. You jump in. When you have a jacuzzi, you have, as though you've never seen swimming pool before. See, Bro.Osi, the water was very blue. Swimming pool. Then you take picture. Me just relaxing. Is that what you are posting for us to see? You and blue water. Carry crayon, pour blue colors. Yeah, that's the truth. Oh man. Yeah. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
There's a brother we know. He came to fix our sound. After he finished fixing our sound, he was telling me, don't worry. When he fixed our sound in New Jersey, he brought out a bill over $2,000. I said, brother, he said, yeah, that's how I do it. But don't worry, pay me whenever it's convenient for you. So he will give me like 3 weeks. Then he asked me, can I come for anything? You will definitely be like a Satan if you don't give him something. So I said, come and take a check, 500. Then he will wait for like 1 month. Say, do you have anything? I will come, I'll give him 1,000. That's how we were able to pay him more. But guess what? He is servicing many churches in New Jersey. Why? Because he gives them convenience to pay him. If you say you want to go back, he'll tell you what to buy. You say, don't worry, I'll bring it. I'll add it to the bill. Don't worry. I'm not going to charge you. I don't charge people. But when he gives you bill, ask Prophet Ragiv, he will tell you. If he gives you bill, he will do a perfect work. And the thing is that he will not let you. If you keep asking him, how much do I pay? You say, don't worry. Let me just finish first. By the time he finally finishes, you are glad. God bless you. You prayed for him. Then he will not say, here's my bill. He has collected prayer. Later on, I discovered he's an accountant. Yet he can fix sound. Then he told me I do taxes too. I said, brother, stop it. We've not even paid you for sound yet as at that time. You understand? Nice business strategy. He has a good job that can take care of his family, but he has extra cash. Churches are owing him. Even you, the man of God, you'll be too ashamed not to pay. Say, Pastor, please pay me now. Please pay me now. Why won't you pay? Yes, he's working for him. He knows churches, a lot of churches don't have good sound. He told me he wants to come to Atlanta. I said, don't come. I've learned it. I can do it. Sometimes he goes on Facebook. He will tell me, he will send a comment. Can they turn on the drill? I say, thank you very much. Yes, so patience is his own strategy. He has a good job. So if you know you lack patience, you don't need that strategy of business. Praise God. May the Lord bless you. Amen. This week is a glorious week for you. Amen. That destiny helper your destiny has been waiting for, amen, you will encounter that person this week. Amen. You will never go down. Amen. You will never fall. Amen. You will never fail. Amen. The right hand of the Lord will sustain you. Amen. The beauty of God will keep you strong. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. To those watching us, may the Lord sustain you. Amen. May the Lord keep you strong. Amen. May the victory of Christ be named upon you. Amen. And when next we meet, testimonies abound. Amen. Because the rest of your life is the best of your life. Amen and amen. Amen. Shout fire!
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Wow.